It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with your full moon reading in Pisces. I'm doing something a little different. I leaned into Piscean energy and I didn't want to be filmed. I don't really feel like doing, I feel like doing this, but that Pisces energy is, the full moon in Pisces energy is feeling very I don't want to be bothered. Also, Mars just moved into my first house, so your girl's feeling a little aggressive. So I'm going to do what I can to lean into the Piscean unconditional love wave. But rock with me. Hydrate. Light it if you got it. Ooh, boop, boop. Let me go. Hold, please. Now we can vibe. It's your girl, Jay. Back at it again. This full moon is happening on Wednesday, Mercury's Day, August 30th, 2023. It's happening at 7:53 p.m. Mountain Time, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's happening at 7 degrees Pisces. And you know I gotta hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. If you're astro fiend, you may want to get into this, but you can find this he has a website and you can find it all yourself. So you can pause to read, or you can listen to me fumble through this, though Mercury is in retrograde and I'm doing my best. So Elias Lonsdale's description of the 7th degree of Pisces is a candle burning. There is a ring of salt around it on the floor. Spirit is well preserved from becoming untrue. It is held within its own matrix and granted a pure and wonderfully veiled atmosphere and feeling tone and sphere to stay within. From this place, spirit can empower itself to be whole, to commune, to remember, and to conceive. You are given what you need, and especially granted timing grace to be ushered through the world in a guided tour that leads only to the temples and the marvels that are here. However, all of this is happening inside, deep inside. The outward situation may belie the outward situation may belie the inward experience. Oof. The outward situation may belie the inward experience. If that ain't Pisces Virgo axis, shit. But here is what seems in the moment. What seems in the moment is as nothing, and what is really there between the lines and through the cracks is everything. This is a domain set apart from special purposes, projects, and endeavors, and it is the perfect retreat for one who wishes to remain in touch with the living spirit, who wishes never to forget what it is that stands under the phenomenal world and keeps the eternal flame burning without a flicker. Oof. Goodness. Sorry for the shakies. My bad. So y'all already know, a lot of you already know, full moons are periods of release. This is not the time to be manifesting or trying to set intentions. If there is something that you want to write down, it's what do you want to release? What do you want to let go of? What do you want to harvest? What seeds have you planted that you want to harvest, and spend time thinking about them, spend time visualizing what that specific harvest looks like for you. I do feel like it's a time to slow down. This specific full moon is a heavy full moon. This is the last full moon of the lunar cycle, so she is entering a whole new moon cycle after this. And we need to allow ourselves to receive, allow ourselves to be still. It's okay if you're feeling heavy, if I do feel like this is going to be a heavier emotive and emotional energy. You may be feeling drained or tired or damn near just feeling lazy, not feeling like doing something. So I feel like do what you can, but don't push. Find a flow. I'm telling you, when I leaned into Pisces energy, I was like, I don't want to be filmed. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to try to get presentable. I don't want to do any of that. I want to relax. I really want to just like go lay down and watch a movie. Will I allow myself that at some point? Yes. So don't rely on my workaholic ways. But I do feel like don't push, flow. I'm going to get my stuff done because I'm going to flow through it. I do the shit whenever I want to do it. And that's how I'm going to, use this energy for the next couple weeks. But I do feel like allow yourself to find your flow so you can observe and therefore believe in your ability to evolve, so that you can start to analyze your day-to-day behaviors, your day-to-day actions and your habits, so that you can optimize what you need to be, what your shit is. And so I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it because I got some questions, Spirit. And so relax, hydrate, light it if you got it. Be sure to join Patreon. Patreon gets everything first over there. They've already got all the Virgo season videos and readings. So go check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. And for other dope shit that I do, check out my website, JustJEverything.com. Everything is in the description box below. So, I said, what beliefs do we need to let go of? That you're stuck. Some of you don't believe that you have like the energy or the creativity or the resources, when what it is that you really just need to work on is your time management, your self-worth, your confidence. Like a lot of you have ideas about working for yourself or having multiple streams of income. You have these ideas about how to get in flow. And I just feel like I'm asking what beliefs need to be let go. And it's just that life is always going to be this, horrendous ride, or everything's always going to be hard. I feel like also some of you, this reminds me of a session that I had earlier, or maybe it was this weekend, I don't remember. But I do feel like some of you have this thing that like, once it's like this mindset, like you tell yourself or you're expecting, if things get great in my love life, then work goes to shit. Or if work is awesome and then love life goes to shit. And it's just like, if you think so, if that's what you tell yourself, if that's what you keep choosing to observe in your experience, that's exactly what'll happen. But I do feel like you have way more access to balance and to flow if you would really start to work on bettering yourself, bettering your relationship to Mother Earth, bettering your relationship to your food. I feel like I know I'm a big one with this right now, but there's something about returning to like eating live foods, getting fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. I'm growing my vegetables now. Now I just need to like fucking get fresh fruit. And I feel like there is something about using food as a way to ground yourself, like for instance potatoes, but not French fries. Eating potatoes to ground, to connect you, to like tether you back to reality. But also maybe some of you need more cooling foods. If you know that you run hot, like eating things more like cucumbers and apples, and check with you can Google Ayurvedic cooling foods. I feel like also this belief that you're always going to have to juggle, or you're always also, some of you, like, you may have a criminal record or something like that, and you're thinking that you're never going to get what's yours because of your record or your past, or the way that you fucked up. Some of you, it's like maybe you acted out of character, or you did something that now you feel like is unethical, or something that you're remorseful of, and you're feeling suspended. And I just feel like, get out of this belief that life is always going to be like this, or that you're always going to feel stuck, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself, or that, like, you can't receive what other people are receiving. It's like, yo, you have, if you do your part, you can earn your stripes and turn into this person who is extremely generous. And so those of you, if you're feeling like, yeah, you've done your work, but you're still feeling empty in some sort of way, give back. Find a way to volunteer, or to, like, involve yourself in the community. But I do feel like there is something here with what I was talking about before, like, don't push, flow. And you've also hands full here, hands obstructed in some sort of way here, but then hands out. And it's interesting because I said earlier, allow yourself to receive. And I just feel like we are, this Libra season, also with the South Node in Libra, that's what I think this is. The South Node in Libra is really starting to bring in our, like, it's really starting to settle karmic debts. And so if you've lied, you'll be lied to. If you cheated, you'll be cheated. If you knowingly, like, fuck people over, or if you are desensitizing yourself to humanity, if you're trolling people, whatever it is, or if you're hanging out with people who do shit like that, you are the company you keep, baby. And I just feel like the tables are a-turning. They stay a-turning. And so I just feel like your viewpoint may be unsettling or aggravating in some sort of way, but just because you're seeing what you're seeing with your physical eyes doesn't mean that that's exactly what's going on. Like, not everything is as it seems, and you're in the position that you're in, so you can gain a new perspective and see things from, like, for some of you, it's like seeing things like the other half does. I feel like some of you, like, somebody who was rich, or someone who has done very well for themselves, and they were fucking stingy, and now they're in a position, or that could be something that's coming up in a news story, or we're going to start to see, like, people who had the opportunity to give back and to really, like, show up and, like, help. Because there's, like, multiple people on the planet right now who could fucking end homelessness, who could cure fucking homelessness, and the audacity to not do so. The, like, and then there are other people who were around them who's like, that's their money, they earned that. But fuck you all the way off. If you can, you should, because I am you and you are me. And if you fucking fall into the illusion of separation, you will find yourself separated. You will find yourself isolated and forced into a position where you've got to get your hands out again, and you've got to welcome or ask to be re-entered into society, or re-entered into the, a group or a workforce or something. But either way, don't force anything. This full moon is about surrender. This is Pisces energy coming out strong. That's funny. This feels, there's Earth, the Pisces Virgo axis is definitely showing up here. And so while the sun is in Virgo, it's going to be really forcing us to look at what we're holding on to. What are you juggling? What are you stressed about, worried about? What are you taking on that you don't even have control over? What are you, like, there's something about, like, learning how to force yourself to let God juggle your shit. God, the universe, source, spirit, whatever synonym you enjoy. I just feel like something new is emerging, and you won't be able to see it unless you allow time and space for it to come in. And I feel like it's coming in, and I just feel like you don't need to just, like, you don't have to act on everything. I feel like trust in divine timing. And I do feel like the Hangman is like your invitation to welcome these pauses, or to welcome a pause. Do it with open arms, open hands. Surrender to like what is, even if it's different from what you expected or different from what you wanted. Some of you, I feel like, are being asked to, when it comes to beliefs, it's like the way you believe you have to spend your time. I am like this often. I'm not efficient enough. I am not optimizing. I am not doing my time management as much as I should, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone else around me is like, bro, I don't know anybody that works harder than you. And it's just like, in my head, I don't see that. I just see the gaps. I see me pacing. I see like the moments that I'm fucking off when I could be creating and I could be getting messages out. And I also have to balance with that with like, y'all got to take some time to retain what I did put out. Take some time to retain it and process it, you know? I just feel like there's just something here about take time away from your routine to connect with new ways of thinking and new ways of seeing and new ways of working and new ways of strategizing. You know, things may need to be put on hold so that you can gain some new awareness. And so whatever you're going, like, because I'm asking about beliefs, I feel like these beliefs, the stuckness, or some of you are afraid of stuckness or afraid of missing out, afraid of missing your time, or afraid of something, and it's just stagnating you, or there's analysis paralysis, and it's just time to let stuff go. I feel like this is a general reading, so I'm asking what beliefs need to be released. And I just feel like the way that you let things go, or the way that you hold on to things, or the way that you punish yourself, or the way that you maybe even speak to yourself. I feel like there's something about giving yourself credit. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9 of Pentacles. That's financial comfortability and freedom. And I just feel like, yeah, there's something here about like making sure that you're talking to yourself nicely and kindly, and that you're believing yourself, and that you're turning away from tricksters, from liars, from people who, you know, talk that shit but don't walk their fucking talk. Because we are the company we keep. And I'm telling you, when Pluto goes into Aquarius, excuse me, confirmation burp, there is going to be some sort of like massive shift or happening when it comes to friends and community and technology and how we process information, how we receive information. Also, I think there's like a big change coming in how we receive news. But okay, next question I'm going to get to. My next one is what behaviors do we need to release during this full moon in Pisces phase? What behaviors? I do feel like it's that juggling. Ooh. Nice. All right. Spirit says, like, you keep coming to Spirit. How about you let Spirit come to you? Maybe some of you need a break from, this is totally a message for me. Maybe some of us need a break from like how hard we're going in the Spirit. Taking a time to like tether back to the earth. That's why we're in Virgo season right now. It's the like antithesis of this. Yes, this is Cancer energy, but this is, the High Priestess is, very Piscean. She is the keeper of the veil between the physical and the spiritual worlds. And it took me years before I saw or realized that there is water behind her. And like a coastline, which made me think of it made me think of the below is of the above. So in different dimensions, in different realms, like there is a lot of like nature. Our nature is mirrored there. It's just in a different way. Like, I feel like this could be the ocean, and I just feel like their oceans in that dimension are, maybe the oceans are green and the mountains are blue. You know, like there could just be an inversion of some sort, or a distortion of reality. And some of us, I feel like, what behaviors also is like, finally, like, instead of taking in all of this information, all the spiritual information, it's time to apply it. I feel like when it comes to like what behaviors need to be released, it could be not trusting your intuition, only going to other people when you have big decisions, you know, and mere things like that. There could be some need to really start getting in motion about, I feel like what this really is like, stop waiting on it to come to you. I feel like you need to go out into the world and get what you want. It's time to start, and it doesn't require pushing. There is something here about receiving the information through the spirit and then applying action, applying what you've learned, applying the information that you've received. Please clarify the High Priestess. And some of us may be having, like, this is Page of Wands reverse is like bully energy, someone really immature or childish. I feel like you're putting down the old childish, immature, or petty ways of responding, especially if it's like someone hurt your feelings, or the way that you used to turn your back, the way that you would put your defenses up, the way that you would let certain things just like emotionally or mentally demolish you. The way I feel like some of you, your confidence has definitely ramped up to the point where you don't need to run. You realize that you've gained higher ground, and that anybody that's opposing you, you don't have to stoop to their level. I feel like we're learning how to defend ourselves, protect ourselves, whilst also maintaining our higher ground and staying upon, you know, whatever throne you find yourself on. When it comes to behaviors, I do feel like there's just certain things that you've been doing since you were a kid, and you know what they are, and I just feel like you're kind of done with them. For some of you, it's someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. I feel like the behaviors that need to be removed have to do with like negative self-talk, or like how mean you are to yourself, how sharp you've been with yourself, how cutting you can be to yourself, which sometimes makes it easy for you to be really mean and cutting to other people. And it's just like outdated defense mechanisms are being realized and put in your face, and there's no denying, I feel like, what things you do that are actually immature, and you have spiritually like evolved from that. All right, next question is, what beliefs do I need to analyze? Some of you are feeling like, need to understand that just because you're feeling drained right now doesn't mean you'll always feel like this. Just because you don't feel like doing it doesn't mean you'll always feel like this. Just because you're feeling hurt or you're feeling weak doesn't mean that you'll always be down bad. I feel like someone really hurt you all. They may have had Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. They may have been someone that displayed a lot of emotional intelligence. They may be an artist or a musician or a traveler, an explorer, someone always like exploring somewhere new. And I feel like you need to analyze Like, why don't you do certain things that you do in relationships with yourself? Why are you waiting on other people to do certain things with? I also feel like some of you are understanding that your hyper independence is a trauma response that has tripped up your ego and pride and made that shit flare for too long. And I feel like there was just some sort of raw emotions that have been hitting and are making you or asking you to really analyze your definition of success, your definition of fulfillment, your definition of family or a relationship. I feel like some of us are in a position where something or someone hurt us way longer than we expected it to. Like, the recovery process has taken way longer. And it's taken way longer because, a lot of us have been terrified to look at what makes you feel weak. And that this person made you feel weak, or that you were really upset because you're now questioning your judgment, or this person has made you question your judgment or your abilities possibly. I feel like some of you think that it's like you have this belief that someone is better off and that they're having like this great grand life. And I don't think that's the case, especially if they have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. I just feel like with the way that the nodes are set up right now, I feel like justice is really showing up. So if someone's trying to perpetrate that they're super happy online and they're actually like fucking miserable, I feel like you're just going to feel that. You're going to be able to tell. So don't get caught up in the illusions and the bullshit. I feel like you're needing to analyze your definition of wealth, analyze your relationship to your body, analyze, what you're afraid of, redefining your relationship to control. Are you trying to silence yourself? Are you trying to behave? Is someone trying to silence you or make you behave a certain way? Is that something that your father used to do? Is that something that you are witnessing in other energies around you or relationships around you? I feel like there is this like emotional outpouring that really needs to happen because there's some disappointment and heartbreak still in that cup that may have you out here thinking that everybody's a liar, or have you really like not trusting yourself and therefore not trusting the divine and not trusting other people. And I just feel like if you allow yourself to sit in your feelings and feel what's coming through this Pisces, this full moon in Pisces, goodness, there's going to be a lot of maturity that comes out of it. Interesting, these same cards showed up. Yeah, because there is like a rebuilding, there is a co-creation that's happening atop the rubble, atop the destruction. I also feel like some of you have been equating money to security, equating money to comfortability or peace. And now you're starting to realize that that's a farce. And you may have thought that because of like your father or the father side of the family. And you just may be starting to see how money doesn't buy happiness or make people happy. You may be really starting to lean into, I want to hear like the excavation of your heart is what I hear. Because it's to be rebuilt. And what you've been juggling, you don't need to juggle. You need to get yourself hands-free. So leave this with the God of your understanding so you can tap into faith again. And have faith that the God of your understanding is going to do what needs to get done with this, so that you're not juggling it with your reasoning mind, not juggling it with your thoughts, trying to problem solve, trying to solve this thing or force this thing. I feel like you surrender it, and watch the divine work. Okay. I also want to ask, what beliefs do we need to lean into or dive deeper into or study more? Because Pisces is the sign of I believe. Ha! Metamorphosis, change. We need to lean into nonconformity, making sure that we're not being materialistic by way of the pursuit of money. We're needing to lean into mental health, being like taking yourself out of the rat race, being done with like the fight or the game. I feel like there is something here about leaning into understanding the power of your resources and like the friends, the family, the co-workers, the acquaintances that are absolutely resources in your life, and you may not be viewing them that way. And I feel like you need to lean into release, lean into sacrifice, lean into making sure that you're not being a fucking martyr, though. I can tell you that. Definitely doing your part to put like putting your like self-interest aside, essentially, because you're needing to lean into figuring out what needs to come to an end, especially if it has to do with someone with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. And there is some sort of like rebirth. Sorry. So who do you want to become? You need to lean into the like playing in the theater of your mind, allowing yourself to really spend way more time visualizing, dreaming things up, and that's what this full moon is for. Get out of your head and just release and let your spirit, let your mind, let your thoughts, don't you push and control and direct the thoughts. Let things flow. Just be an observer. Because there is some sort of some like initiation or a rebirth. And don't fear the end just because it's an ending. I feel like also some of you are needing to like lean into, some of you, this is like death doula stuff, lean into dark work, meaning like really focusing on yourself, not just focusing on money. There could just be some like getting superficial people or beliefs out of your way. Understanding or admitting that some sort of truth or something has come out about like your health, and it has everything to do with like the quality of like what you're eating. And I just feel like things get better when your self-care routine really improves and you start removing stress out of your life, especially stressful people. Sure, letting go can be uncomfortable. Grieving hurts. But I feel like you very, very much so know what needs to end and need to get with the process of it. Because, you know, death card, tower, judgment, it gives like let go or be dragged energy. I don't want to wake up dead, wake up dead, wake up dead. Also, some of you may be like leaning into the deconstruction of old religion, leaning into uprooting old beliefs, old dogma out of your psyche, out of your mind, out of your behavior, out of your speech. Lean into trusting the divine. Even when something is very much so out of your control, even when you lose control in a situation, you can trust on the God of your understanding. And as long as you're doing your part to really strengthen that relationship and that connection. Everybody is going to have a different response to your evolution. So don't fear what other people have to say, and don't let their restrictions or their beliefs gate you or keep you from like what's changed or what's coming in, or keeping you from making the moves that need to be moved. And I feel like no matter what obstacles you see in front of you, what's for you can't miss you. There may be people who, like, you think, oh, someone put a spell on me or somebody did stuff, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, babe, when it comes to the divine, psh. And also, can't near a spell or anything fucking stick to you if you're not out here doing fuck shit. Act right, act ethical, and nothing can even stick to you. So use your own discretion in that. But the Death card is a great card to get. And I just feel like either you make room or room will be made for you. Oof. Yeah, especially if it has to do with like something or someone materialistic. Like, someone who just like squanders their resources possibly, or someone that is not reliable, or someone that you don't feel like you can really, trust. It's time to really figure out, are you being too conservative? Are you being too cautious? Scared money don't make money. I feel like you're needing to lean in. Some of you have observed the ways that you've been stubborn and you're trying to unravel it, and good job. But I just don't want any of us to end up stuck in a rut because we were being stubborn about some shit that doesn't even matter and ended up making a mountain out of a molehill. But I also feel like some of us need to like really tune in and be like, yo, has life become like so routine and so predictable that it's starting to feel dull? Like, you can be responsible and you can work hard without being a dull person, or without, also some of us need to like dive deeper into financial, like understanding the financial world, so that we're not financially inept. Make sure you're not being greedy or stubborn or overindulgent or indignant even in some sort of way. That was that King of Pentacles. I wanted to talk as soon as I put him away. So there may be some earth sign, someone Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's like as soon as you turn away this, or as soon as you're done, it's like, of course you got something to say. Anyway, goodness. What do we need to make room for? Yes, we know what we need to be releasing. What do we need to make room for? Some of you, wow, okay. There's some like heartfelt conversation or heartfelt news or something coming in. And I feel like you've gone through your particular brand of darkness for a very specific reason, because someone that's usually very sunny and light and bright and bubbly is going to come to you in their weakest time. And you and your experience needed to lift this person up so that they could accomplish something that was very, very necessary to happen in this timeline. You may not be privy to the accomplishment, but I do feel like a lot of you will be. A lot of you will be acknowledged for something that stemmed from profound pain or loss or grief or remorse or regret. I feel like make room for the analysis of your spilled milk. Make room, be able to analyze why things went this way. Look at your behavior. Some people aren't even willing to like dive into their self-awareness, you know? Like, it's frustrating, you know, especially for us spiritual folk, and like you can see people trying to like logic their way through something that's really emotional and spiritual, and it's like, that's not gonna work, but okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and make your own decision. That's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, when you need me, holler. You know, I feel like some of you are so afraid of what you want that you like you're in. It's almost funny. It's like you're afraid of what you want because it's not what you actually need. And if you would take some time to really spend time with your shadow, ask your shadow what it wants, what it has to say, so it doesn't have you out here lashing out and cutting up, so it doesn't have you out here drained, you know, depressed, upset. And I feel like it's funny, what some of your shadows are going to tell you is that you need to play. Or you need to have courage. You need to reach out for that lust for life, that bravery. Because I feel like with strength coming out, you need to make room for the fact that there is something that you're about to achieve. Something that could earn a lot of respect or power, and you need to make sure that you're not coming at it from a victim mentality place. And I feel like because of the times that you were victimized, you now are able to operate through like profound love and kindness. And I just feel like you need to make room for the completion of the vision, or the fact that some of you are getting a vision like so strong that's coming in, and other people are starting to see it, other people are starting to understand, and they want to join, they want to invest, they want to join, they want to invest. And your definition of stability, of safety, of comfort is going to be changed. Because I feel like some of you, there's something miraculous that's coming in, and you've been called to this, and you're going to start to understand how deeply like God and the divine were involved, why you had to go through this fucking betrayal, why you had to be broken down or torn apart in that specific way, especially if it had to do with an earth sign or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And your concept of family, your concept of stability, your concept of that person, your concept of love, your concept of your future got rocked. And you were cosmically, like divinely rerouted because of profound pain, because of grief, because of loss. But I feel like we have now spent enough time looking at the milk that has spilled, or some of you just started, so okay, lean into that. But for those of you who have like extracted all this data from your darkness, now it's time to look at the love. Now it's time to see how much like spirit, source, God like loves you because of the experiences that now have like transmuted into like a healthier fuel. And you did that. Yep. By way of evaluating issues with self-worth and starting to figure out what real self-love, self-care is. So, just want to see if there's any final messages. I'm going to pull from another deck too for messages for this full moon. Four of Wands. You're going to be wishing different things. This is the end of a cycle, and I feel like after Leo season, you're being guided in a different direction. You're being guided towards emotional release, letting go of the heaviness, letting go and surrender of the pain, whatever it was that you were afraid of, whatever has been, like causing you to feel drained or low energy, whatever's been contributing to this lack of faith or fear, whatever has been keeping you from wishing, whatever's been keeping you in the house or keeping you restricted, or it just feels like what you were wishing for, maybe you receive now and there's a new level to reach to. Or some of you, it's like you wanted something, you wanted marriage, or you wanted this relationship, you wanted to move forward, you wanted to do these things. And I just feel like what you were wishing for is about to change. There is some sort, yeah, I'm telling you, the sun behind you, there is the sun, sun here, and this opposition is actually like how a full moon operates. That's when the sun opposes the moon, but these are two suns, so I feel like you're getting light from below, information, realizations about the truth. You're seeing to the core, you're seeing in the underbelly, you're seeing or and understanding someone's red flags. You're learning your own red flags, and you're figuring out how to transmute that into something useful. And it's going to put you in a position where you're in a different kind of flow. All right, I want to pull one from this Rumi Oracle. Y'all know I love her. Alana Fairchild. I need to reach out to her. Maybe I can get a brand deal with Alana Fairchild. That'd be dope. I need to get on that. Ooh, wow, this feels as like, for some of you, it's like putting on clothes or putting on fabrics, like covering yourself with things that feel good. And also some of you are like finally like, there's something about taking off the mask, taking off the duty, taking off the responsibility, letting yourself flow, letting your hair down. Baby, let your hair down. I ain't gotta worry now. Something, I think that's magic. But there is something here about like some of you are able, I feel like releasing old concepts or thoughts of intimacy. I feel like someone wants to come in that's really going to help you feel more comfortable. I just heard like, let me slip into something more comfortable. Another dimension. But some of you are like, I also feel like working on getting more comfortable with your physical body, getting more comfortable with nakedness. I feel like you're honoring your womb, honoring your phallus or genitalia, honoring your reproductive organs. There is a need, if you haven't, there is a need for that. Also, some of you, this could, be like some self-pleasure, self-love that's coming in. Being more reverent with that. For those of you who are in a relationship with someone with a vulva-bearing body, it feels really important to like be lifting them up or to be adorning them. I do feel like yet again the sun is shining real bright here. That's like 3 cards in a row with the sun. And the sun in astrology is what we know about ourselves to be true. The sun in Virgo is really having you analyze your relationship to flow, to function, fashion, your soul, your willpower, your sexual energy, your heart energy, and how that all gets anchored down and then shot up through your crown. Merciful Mother Jamal, today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Ooh. Here now, receive this solace, comfort, and mercy For not all success must be hard won. In the name of the Most High. Absolutely. For not all success must be hard won. Let's start subscribing to ease. And that may be why you're feeling tired or drained or lazy. There's something here about letting yourself believe that you can receive ease. Letting yourself believe in your ability to evolve into a life that doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to always fight for it. The compassion of the all-merciful shall soften the hard edges of your life and your being and bring you the grace that is deserved. Ask the Mother of Mercy to bless any matter into divinely inspired resolution. Know that your prayers are powerful. Oof. That was lovely. Let's see. Figured we go for about an hour, so fuck it. Pulling from the star codes, Astro Oracle. See what message we have today. Normally only Spartan Spirit Squadron gets this angle during the dailies. So y'all all up in my cuticles, all up in my nails. They cute, we cute. I honestly really miss my stripper length nails. This feels like, I feel like a lady. Even though this is the length of my real nails. Like, see, like, anyway. See what the star codes, Astro Oracle have to say for this full moon in Pisces. I'm almost in November for some reason. I did not want all those cards, but let's get into it. I knew a Piscean card was going to come up, and it's Jupiter. Jupiter is the one of the traditional rulers of Pisces. Abundance. Jupiter's getting ready to retrograde, I think next week. But Jupiter coming in. The last Jupiter retrograde we had, my life changed for the better. So, but I also think that I have Jupiter retrograde natally. No, it's not. My Jupiter is actually exalted in Pisces. Anyway, abundance, climate. I feel like this is your season. It's like the divine there is a season, there is a time, there is a climate for success, for abundance. And now I feel like look at what's in your first house, maybe also your third house. I did not mean to say third, but this is Aries energy. Mars, the ruler of Aries, is now in my first house, Libra. So I feel like look and see where Mars is, and which house Aries sits on. Jupiter, abundance, climate, arrival. I feel like some of you have been matured. You have been broken down, reborn, like made anew. Interesting, these fears also coming out. Sorry for the shakes. Holding on to, some of us, I feel like this, I don't know why, this is new earth, birthing new earth. I feel like so much of our energy has been fused into the conception of the new earth, and we're bringing it in. A lot of us get to experience it. It's happening, like the revolution, it's happening in our lifetime. Pallas Athena, think. Progressions, journey. And then lastly, we have Gemini, cross-pollinate. So let's see how this. Abundance, climate, arrival, think, journey, cross-pollinate. This feels like you have earned something, or you have matured, or you've put the work in, and now you're getting a reward. If you have not put the work in towards something, some of you are getting abundance and prosperity because it's just time. Do what you can to not squander it. I also feel like there is some sort of like an abundance of time, or feeling like you have time, feeling like you have an energy. There is this kind of like rebirth thing that's coming up. I want to clarify that for some reason. Please clarify transits. Climate. I mean, I just feel like there are a lot of us that are watching this there is some sort of astrological alignment that's happening. The transits it's just creating an environment for prosperity, creating an environment for an arrival, for you to receive new information, for things to change. This is Jupiter again. And I feel like because you learned so much from when you were down and out, or when you were wronged, or when the stacks were the chips were stacked against you, because of the way you behaved, there's a new crown, there's new adornment, there's new information, new activities, new awareness. But you're going to have to let go of this old so you can grab this new sword of truth. What's arriving? What's coming in? It's like, test me. I told you not to. It's Aries energy. This is Mars, so Aries or Scorpio. I feel like what's coming in, Mars is now in Libra, actually. And Mars is now in detriment. And so I do feel like what's coming in is change that you can't control. All you can control is what you do about your intentions. So do you do what you intend to do? Think on it. Think on it. Analyze the journey. Analyze what you want the journey to look like, how you want things to be. And watch, all of a sudden you have the time to do it. It's like you got the time today. And you have the right people that will come in to collaborate and co-create with you. What do we need to think more on? Actually, I want to clarify with the ethereal visions. What do we need to think on? There's something about like never underestimating yourself. Yes, Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is the only knight that is actually engaged in battle. And that's very Pallas Athena. Very. And so there is something here about thinking on radical changes of the mind, thinking on finally acting on the information that you've learned, integrating the new information into your behaviors so that you can progress, so that you can grow, and so that you can start surrounding yourself with people who are actually like who you can like make something with, make something real and substantial with. They may have Gemini or Virgo placements. Please clarify progressions, journey. I just feel like a lot of time has passed, and so you may have been slipping into hopelessness or fear or anxiety. But I just feel like your time to climb your mountaintop, like, and when you get there, it's not under your control. 3 of Pentacles, yeah. 3 here. There's something here like you're supposed to be collaborating with other people, or there's other people that are coming in to support your ideas or support your visions. Invest in those visions. Please clarify 3. Is Gemini collaborate? Queen of Cups. I feel like someone's coming in and you finally get to lean into your receptive divine feminine energy. Hallelujah. It's like you get to be what you want to be. Something 9 of Pentacles. Some of you, it's like you want to be alone. You want to be, financially stable. You can have that. Some of you want to be a housewife, or you want to be an artist, or you want to create. You want to be a mother. You want to be a healer, or do something with the earth, or like biology or marine biology or animals or vegetation, herbalism, things of that nature. Do that. It will bring you the prosperity, the comfort, and also the offering back to the divine that you have been craving. Another 3. 3. There is a 3 of Pentacles right here. Cross-pollinate. 3. And then the Empress is 3. 3s, and then it just turned 59-30. I feel like 3 is better than 2. You can get further with people than you'll be able to on your own. And I also feel like take inventory and take stock of who you are collaborating with now. Are you collaborating with envy? Are you collaborating with resentment? Are you collaborating with your betrayals or your victimhoods? Are you only creating out of pain? Do you know how to create out of joy? Do you know how to stoke other people's abundance and hope and prosperity, and encourage in other people, and plant in other people, pour into other people? We gonna get it together. Pisces is all about unconditional love. And our fears to love that deeply and to be that exposed are being stripped away. Good. I love you. You got this.